down, chair yoga for everyone. I'm Carol. I'm glad you joined us today. It's class number 9 of our 30 class chair yoga series. We are going to start seated. We'll move into standing, and we're going to be doing a standing mountain pose and a downward facing dog, our first of the series. Then we'll move back into seated. Now, we're going to be using a block today, so I don't know if you have a block, it is great. So go ahead and grab it, and we'll use that. If you don't have a block, you can substitute like a big book if you have that. And if you don't have that, just do it without it. It's absolutely fine, okay? Let's just set our block down for now. We'll come back to it in a moment. As always, if you like what you experience here, I hope you'll click the subscribe button and leave me a comment. All right, let's get started. So we're going to sit up nice and tall and forward in our chair. All right, so we're not leaning back. Now, remember, for all the way back at the very beginning, we were talking about connecting that mind and body and breath. And it's really important as we begin each class that we think about those 3 elements. That's why we repeat this kind of the same thing at the very beginning. So again, we're going to ground those sits bones. So think about having both of those sits bones nice and grounded to that chair and equally weighted. And we're also going to ground our feet to the earth, right? So just thinking about if you tend to pronate or supinate your feet, think about having them equally weighted on that floor and all 4 pressure points flat on the floor, on the mat. All right, so we're going to close our eyes and just notice your breath, all right? So just notice that natural inhalation and exhalation. So, we automatically breathe constantly all day long. We don't even think about it. Well, this is that opportunity to really kind of think about that and focus in on it. And then begin to elongate the breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. And just breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. Focus in on what you want to accomplish. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're going to take our gaze over our left shoulder. And then we're going to look center. And we're going to take our gaze over that right shoulder. And we're going to go center. We're going to do that one more time. Come back center and then look over that other shoulder. And come back center. We're going to drop our right ear towards our right shoulder. Now, I want you to take your right hand and just lay it lightly on the head. Don't pull or tug. It's just laying there. So it's giving you a little extra weight and just to add to that stretch. But we're not pulling on that neck. Now, to add even more, we're going to extend the other arm out, flex through the wrist, and push through that palm towards that wall. So you're going to get the extra stretch through this extension of the arm, not pulling on the neck, okay? So don't pull. Let's bring that hand down and take the hand off the head and lift that head up. Whew. Take a moment, and now we're going to do the other side. So we're going to let that ear fall towards our shoulder first. So just take a moment here. Now, lift that left hand up and just lay it lightly on the head. Extend your right arm out towards the wall beside you. Flex and push through the palm of the hand. One more breath here. Bring the right hand down, left hand comes off the head, and Lift that head up. All right, very, very good. Mountain pose. Down we go. Try to touch the floor with those hands. Spread those fingers wide. Goalpost arms. Extend those shoulders back behind you. Fingertips to the ceiling. Lengthen up. So remember, elbows can stay bent or extend the arms, but keep the shoulders down. Even if you've got the arms extended and you're trying to touch the ceiling, shoulders have to stay down. Belly stays tight. One more breath. Hands down. Let's do it one more time. One more time. Extending that spine long. Goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Fingertips to the ceiling. So we extend that spine long. It's really important that we start our series, all of our practices, with extension through that spine. We want the spine to be super long. One more breath, and bring your hands down to your thighs. I know, there is method to the madness. It's like we always do mountain pose, or almost always, and I know that, but it's just a good one to get that spine nice and long. Hands are going to stay on those thighs. We're going to do some body circles, okay? So we're going to start by just leaning a little bit to the right. This doesn't have to be a huge movement, whatever feels good for you, all right? Now we're going to come forward. Your hands are on thighs, so you've got some support, but you should be feeling your back, belly tight. And then we're going to come to the left. You feel that side waist working a little bit? And now we're going to come back. So as we come back, what I want you to do is I want you to lean back, but don't rest on the back of that chair, okay? And then let's come up to seated. So if you're leaning back and you can't lean back without touching the chair, let's move a little bit forward, more forward in our chair, okay? Now, let's do it the other way. So we're going to lean to the left first. And then we're going to come forward. Make sure your abdominals are engaged here. Don't release that. Then we're going to move to the right. All right, are we ready? We're going to lean back. Now, as you lean back, you can touch the back of the chair, but I don't want you to rest. So what are you feeling? You should be feeling these abdominals working pretty hard. Ready? And come up to seated. Okay, let's do it again. Let's go to the right. And we're going to go center. And to the left. And we're going to lean back. We're going to hold. You should feel those abdominals working pretty hard here. Are we ready? Let's come to seated. And then we're going to go to the left. And center. And right. And back we go. Oh boy. Hold it. Work those abs. One more breath. And up we go. That feel okay? I know, got a little bit of abdominal work there. So we're really working the core. So the core is the abdominals for sure, but it's also the side waist muscles and it's the back. So all of this kind of makes up what we refer to as the core. So that was a really good one for all of that area. Okay, so we're going to do some shoulder dips. So this will be a nice stretch for the shoulders. We're going to heel toe our feet out a little bit. Doesn't have to be super wide, just whatever feels okay for you. Now, we're going to keep our hands on our thighs, and we're going to take this right shoulder, and we're going to let it dip down between our legs. So again, the back is going to stay flat here. I'm not rounding my spine. My shoulder is feeling the stretch, not all the way down the arm and kind of up. I don't know if you feel that, but that's where I feel it. And then we're going to bring that shoulder up, and then we're going to let the other side fall down. Okay, so I'm keeping my abdominals engaged because anytime we lean forward like this, the back is involved and we want to give it some support. And we give it support through those front abdominal muscles. And then let's lift up. Okay, we're going to do that again. Ready? Down we go. So it's a little bit of a twist as well. I don't know if you're feeling that, just a little bit of a twist. And then up we go. And then we're going to drop that other shoulder down. One more breath, up we go. Let's do it one more time, just because. Down we go. It feels really good. And up, last time, last side. Shoulder dips. One more breath, and up we go. Okay, we're going to leave our legs right where they are. because we're going to do our malasana or Garland pose again. So lengthen through the spine, and we're going to let that heart begin to fall forward, right? Holding on to those thighs. It's fine. Now, I'm going to place the inside of my elbow on the inside of one leg, and then the other on the inside of the other leg. My palms are going to stay together. Now, I want you to press your legs in. So the arms are going to provide that resistance. So we're really working the inner thighs here. The hips are getting some work. They're getting some strengthening. We have one more breath. Let's release that, roll up, and then let your knees fall in. Just a little internal hip rotation will feel kind of good, because we're going to do that again. Bring the knees wide, lengthen through the spine, hinge forward. Place your elbows on the inside of the knees. Ready? Press those legs in. You've got the resistance with your arms. Working one more breath here, and let's release it and roll it up and let those knees fall in. It just feels good. A little internal rotation. One more breath and release. Okay, let's bring those feet in together. All right, so we're going to use our block in this next series, and it's going to be a seated triangle pose. So don't worry about the block yet. We're going to grab it here in just a second. So the first thing we're going to do is with our right foot, we're going to heel toe it out just 2 times, all right? So basically, this leg is at a diagonal. And if the chair is in an uncomfortable position for you, like the seat of the chair, move forward a little bit. I don't know, sometimes it pushes into the back of my leg. And if we'll just move forward a little bit, it generally will take that out. Does that make sense? Okay. So I've got one leg out at a diagonal, and I want you to think about sits bones on that chair. Remember how we talked about it at the very beginning? Let's go ahead and ground those feet down and ground those sits bones down again, just really thinking about it. Now, I want you to move just at the rib cage, okay? Only the rib cage. Hands stay on the thighs. See how I'm moving my body to one side? Nothing is moving on the lower part of the body. My sits bones are staying down. I'm just moving right at the ribs, and then we're going to come center. And we're going to do that again. So it's body only, moves to one side. And then center. Takes some body awareness, doesn't it, to be able to do that? And let's do that one more time. It's not easy. All right, and let's come center. Now, we're going to do one little add-on first, and then we'll do all of this on the other side before we continue to add on. All right, so we're going to bring our arms up to those warrior 2 arms. Now, you're going to make sure those arms are parallel to the mat. Shoulders are down. You want to engage your belly, right? I sound like a broken record. Now, that same movement, just ribs only. Keep those arms parallel to the mat, and we're going to come center. And we're going to do that again. Just the ribs are going to move to the side. And we're going to come center, and we're going to do that one more time. So we're building into our triangle pose. In we go. Bring the hands down, and let's bring that foot in. Okay, really good. So let's do that same thing on the other side before we add on. So it's going to be a heel, toe, heel, toe. So again, I've got hips and knees and foot in alignment, and this leg is at a bit of a diagonal. Hands are going to rest on those thighs. We're going to move the ribs only. So we're going to move those ribs to one side. Make sure those sits bones stay down. Feet are grounded, right? And up we go. Let's do that again. Just the ribs. Slide to the side. And in we go. Let's do it one more time before we add the arms. Sliding those ribs to the side. And center we go. Let's add the arms. Shoulders are down. Warrior 2 arms. We're going to slide. And center. Let's do that again. And slide. And center. We're going to do that one more time. It's a slide. And a center. Bring the hands down and bring those feet in. Okay. Very, very good. Now, we're going to grab our block. So let's go ahead and take our right leg again. It's a heel, toe, right? We're going to take that block and we're going to place it on the outside of that foot. And let's do it in that tall position, so that number 3 position. Now, if you don't have a block, you're going to use your leg, all right? So you'll just be using your leg for that support instead of the hand on the block. All right, are we ready? Arms up. Here we go, upper body only, right? Upper body only is rotating out to the side. Now, we're going to take this right hand and we're going to let it fall towards that block. Left hand is extended up towards the ceiling, or let's just place it on our waist for a moment and let's lift that heart up. So what I'll see often in my in-person classes is that upper shoulder is really rotated down. What I want you to really see if you can do is rotate that shoulder up. Even if you leave the hand on the waist, it's absolutely fine. If you want to extend it, you can. But don't overextend it. Like it's not way back here. It needs to be in alignment. Wrist, shoulder, shoulder, wrist. One more breath. Now pull that belly in. Here's just going to be your power move, right? Leave your ribs out. And we're going to bring our arms up. Oh, feel your abdominals working there. Side waist and back. Ready? Come back center and release. Let's bring that foot in and we're going to do the other side, okay? So pick up your block if you have it. We're going to heel toe that foot out. Hip, knee, ankle in alignment. Place your block on the outside of that foot. Bring your arms up to that warrior 2. Warrior 2 arms. Ready? Rotate upper body only. So really trying to touch this wall over here as much as you can. Then we're going to let that hand fall down. Maybe it's on your leg, right? That's fine. A little bit of rotation up. So I'm wanting to really keep those shoulders in alignment. Open up through that chest. Hand can be at heart, right? Extend that arm if you wish, the right arm out. You don't have to. You can always leave it on your waist. Oh, yeah. We have one more breath here. All right. Now, we're going to come back up. There's your power move. Try to keep those ribs out. Then we're going to bring the ribs center. Bring the hands down and heel toe that foot in together. My nose is itching. Okay. You know what? I had one more add-on, but I think let's skip that and we're going to do that another time. That was quite a bit on that triangle pose. So let's move on. Let's come to standing on the right side of our chair. We're going to do a standing mountain pose. So we're going to take our feet about hip distance apart. Keep your belly tight, right? We're going to come down. Arms are going to be long by our sides. Spread those fingers nice and wide. We're going to come into those goalpost arms and we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades back behind us. Now we're going to extend our mountain up to the ceiling and our right hand is going to grab that left wrist and we're going to lengthen. So try to touch the ceiling with that left hand and then we're going to lean. And then we're going to come up and we're going to grab the opposite wrist, extend it up towards the ceiling, and we're going to lean. And we're going to come up and we're going to bring our hands down and we're going to repeat that with an add-on. Here we go. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Hands are down, trying to touch the floor on each side. Shoulders are down. Belly is tight. Here we go. Goalpost arms, squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Extend those arms up. You got it. Shoulders stay down. Belly stays tight. Ready? Let's grab a wrist, extend, and lean. So I grabbed my left wrist this time. Now we're going to turn and we're going to look up at the ceiling. Really doesn't matter which side you do. Just, if you're doing the other side, doesn't matter. Take the twist out. Up we go. We're going to grab the opposite wrist, extend, and lean. And then it's a little twist up to the ceiling. One more breath here. Take the twist out. Come up to the ceiling, hands to the ceiling, and bring the hands down by the mat. Up to the ceiling you go. No, I'm at the hands. All right, very good. So we're going to come behind our chair, and we're going to do some hip circles. I think I'm going to step out so you can see me a little bit better. So you stay behind your chair. It's fine. I'm going to step out just so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to do some circles. So basically, you're going to just lift your knee up and you're going to circle it out and down and up. Okay? Let's do that again. It's a circle out and down and up. Let's do that again. It's an out and a down and an up. Then we're going to reverse that, all right? So it's down first and then out and then up. And let's do that again. Down, out, and up. One more time. Down, out, and up. Let's put that leg down and let's go to the other side. So I'm going to actually do this. So it's a lift. We're going out and down and up and out. You know what? You might want to be on the side. Your chair might be in the way. You can make those adjustments, right? Out and down and up. And then we're going to reverse it. Down and out and up. So we're just moving that hip joint. It's so good for us to get that full range of motion for that hip joint. You got it? And release. Okay, very good. So now we're going to do some swings, okay? So it's a swing of that knee, of the leg, and we're going to leave the knee bent to start with, all right? So it's out and across, and out and across. Yeah, out and across. And again, out and across. Let's do it 2 more. Out and across. 1 more. Out and across and down. So hips, adduction and abduction, right? Let's do it again on the other side. Ready? Here we go. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in. Again. Out and in. 2 more. Out and in. 1 more. Out and in. And put that leg down. Okay. So now we're going to do that same thing with a straight leg. So what I want you to think about is doesn't have to be a huge range of motion, all right? I want you to really think about what works for you. You're holding that chair, so we're not working on balance, but I do want you to keep your abdominals engaged, okay? So now it's going to be straight leg out and straight leg across, and straight leg out and straight leg across. Start small, all right? Start small, out and across. Even if you can do it bigger, let's start small, out and across, out and across. 2 more, out and across. 1 more, out and across. Let's put that leg down and go to the other side, all right? Small motion, out and across, out and across, out and across, out and across. We're going to do 2 more, out and cross. 1 more, out and cross, and put that leg down. Okay. We're just going to do it 1 more time, and if you want to do a little larger range of motion, if everything's feeling good for you and you're like, yeah, I think I can do a little bigger, just try it and see how it feels. If it doesn't feel good, go back to that smaller range of motion, okay? Let's do it. Here we go. Out and cross, and out and cross, out and cross. Belly stays tight. Out and cross. Again. Out and cross. 1 more. Out and cross. Down we go. Other side. This is it. Last time. Out and cross. Out and cross. Again. Out and cross. Out and cross. 2 more. Out and cross. Last one. Out and cross and down. Did that get your heart rate up a little bit? It did mine. Right? All right. So we're going to move into downward facing dog. In our downward dog, what I would like for you to do is make sure your chair is on carpet or on a sticky mat, like a yoga mat. Simply because we're going to be pressing on the chair. And I definitely want you to press down, but sometimes we slip a little and we press out a little bit more. And if your chair is stable on carpet or on a sticky mat, it's not going to slide. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see me. You stay behind your chair. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to have our hands resting here on the back of the chair, and we're going to take a little step back. All right, and then we're going to begin to let that heart fall forward. Okay, so as you let your heart fall forward, we want to keep our back flat. We don't want to round, okay? So keep your back flat and let your heart just fall between your arms. Now, you might feel your hamstrings pretty significantly. That's okay. It's a good stretch, right? So it's a good stretch for the back of those legs. We have one more breath. Now, bend your knees and roll it up into a standing position. Take a step forward and just take a little break. Okay, so how did that feel? Now, you can stick with that version, and that's a great version. But if you want a little bit more, what we're going to do, I'm just turning my chair. Uh-oh. My block was, put your block in the seat of your chair, because we're going to be using it next. All right, so block it. I've turned mine so that it's, because we're going to be putting our forearms on it. Okay, so I've got that block on that sideways. So now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take a step back, all right? So you don't want to be too close to the chair. You want to have a step back, and my feet are a good solid hip distance apart, maybe just a little bit further. You don't want them to be too close together. We're going to begin hinging right here at the hips, okay? Now, we're going to place our hands on that block, and then we're going to continue to let our heart fall forward, all right? So, keeping the back flat, extending nice and long through that spine. Our hips are lifting up towards the ceiling as our heart falls down. One more breath here. Bend your knees and roll it up into a standing position. Now, we're going to the only add-ons what we're doing is we're building a little deeper into the stretch, okay? So the next thing is instead of your hands on the block, we're going to put our forearms on the block, okay? So again, we're going to hinge forward. Notice I'm hinging and my hips are staying back, okay? So as I begin to hinge forward, I'm pushing my hips back. My forearms are going to come onto the block. I'm bringing my weight a little bit forward. Did you notice that? So instead of staying back here, I'm going to bring my weight a little bit forward, and then I'm going to continue to let my heart fall. One more breath here. Bend the knees and roll it up. Okay, so personally, I am going to just set my block aside. I do this all the time, so I've got a little more flexibility in my hamstrings, so I'm going to do it without anything in the seat of the chair. All right, so, and the other thing I'm going to do, why don't you peek at me real quick, because it's kind of hard once you get down into it to see what I'm doing. But what I'm going to do is as I come forward, I'm going to press my heart back. See how I'm pushing my heart back as my hips come up high, and I'm letting my heart fall down between my hands, or between my arms really is what it is. So go ahead and bend the knees and come up. So if you want to try that, you can still have the block there, and you can still have your hands on the block or your forearms on the block, and you can begin to let your heart fall between those arms if you want to. Just listen to your body and do what you want to do. All right, we're going to do 2 more, and then we're done. We're going to sit down. Okay, are we ready? Nice long spine. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Nice long spine, belly tight. Here we go. We're going to roll down. Maybe your forearms are on the chair. Maybe they're on your block. You're going to let your heart continue to fall. So now my hips are high. My hands are between my arms. That didn't make any sense. My head is between my arms. My hips are high. I'm kind of letting my heart fall back towards my thighs. I'm supported because my forearms are on that chair, so I feel pretty stable. We have one more breath. Bend those knees and roll it up into a seated position. Standing position. All right, let's have a seat. How did that feel? Yeah? It's a good one. I know there's a lot of stretch to it, especially hamstrings, and if you're a little tight in those hamstrings, it's a good stretch for them, isn't it? It can be challenging, though. I totally understand that. That's why I try to give you options. So the higher you lift your heart, generally, as you're hinging forward, you still get the stretch in the back of the legs, and the back as well, but it might be a little more accessible, if that makes sense. All right, very, very well done. Okay, we're going to move into a seated crescent lunge. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it nice and wide, and then we're going to let our left knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back behind you. So if you can be up on your back toes, that's ideal. Looking over that front knee that's bent. Lift your heart. Don't let the heart fall forward. And let's release that, and we're going to do it one more time. Extending that leg, lifting through that heart, feeling the stretch here in the front side of that leg. One more breath. Go ahead and face forward, and we're going to do a pyramid pose. Same leg. Extend the leg out, toes to the ceiling. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, down we go. Hold and breathe. One more breath. Roll it up. We're going to do that one more time. Nice long spine. Inhale. Exhale, down we go. Hold and breathe. And up we go. All right, let's do the other side. So we're going to move this knee open. Inner thighs are stretching. Let that right knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back if that feels okay. Up on those back toes. Lift your heart. Look over your front bent knee. Take a couple of deep breaths in here. All right, let's release the stretch, and then we're going to do it one more time. We got this. Woohoo, yeah. Nice crescent lunge. One more breath here. All right, let's face forward. Same leg. Extend out for a pyramid pose. Extend it. Nice long spine, and let that heart fall forward, and then we're just going to hold the pyramid pose. So we're looking out beyond our toes. We're not rounding our spine. Excuse me. Tuck the chin and roll it up, and we're going to do that one more time. Nice long spine. Inhale, and exhale, down we go. Looking out, not down. And roll it up. Oh, very, very good. Okay, let's move into our shavasana pose. So we're going to sit back. You can lean back if you wish. Hands are going to rest lightly on those thighs. We're going to flip those palms up to the ceiling. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Take a deep breath in. And a full, complete, cleansing breath out. Promises to keep. You've made promises to yourself, promises to others, promises to life. Do what you can to keep those promises. You've always had potential and have accumulated even more potential as time has passed. Do all you can to fulfill the best of that potential. It's tempting to settle in, hide away, be satisfied with what you've done and leave it at that. But you have promises to keep, possibilities still waiting for you to bring them to life. Today you can work to deliver on all the good promises you've made. Today you can live your life according to how you always said you would and expected you would. Nothing is holding you back from doing so other than your own choices. Whether your promises result in achievement or disappointment is up to you. You know how good you've envisioned life to be, how good you've promised it can be. Now is your chance to make good on that promise. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Very well done, my fellow bottoms downies. We've made it to the end of class number 9. Please keep showing up. Click the subscribe button. Leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time.